What if your brain was quietly connecting to something far beyond you right now? Scientists have detected a mysterious microsignal, a faint rhythm that appears exactly when people report losing all sense of time, self, and reality. For centuries, mystics called this moment merging with the infinite, and now neuroscience is finally catching its first electrical glimpse. Stay until the end because you will discover how your own brain may already be tuning into this hidden frequency, and what it means if you learn to ride it instead of missing it. Have you ever felt yourself dissolve, even for a brief second, as if the boundary between you and the world faded away? It might have happened while staring at the stars until they felt endless, or losing yourself in music so deeply that time disappeared, or resting on the edge of sleep when thoughts finally fall silent. In those rare moments, something strange happens. The sense of being a separate eye softens, and you feel part of something vast, immeasurable, and quietly alive. Ancient cultures noticed these cracks in ordinary perception long before science existed. The sages of India described consciousness as a single, infinite ocean and each individual as a wave rising and falling upon it. The Upanishads, texts more than 2,500 years old, whispered, "That which is the subtle essence. In it all that exists has itself. It is the true, it is the self, and you are that." From this vision came Advaita Vedanta, the philosophy of non-duality. It says the I we think lives inside our head is not separate from the field of existence. The drop is never apart from the ocean. It only imagines itself alone. Mystics everywhere echoed the same truth. Sufi poets called it the beloved. Buddhist monks spoke of nirvana, the fire of separation going out. Christian contemplatives described union with the divine light. Though the language changed, the pattern was striking. People across centuries and continents entered states where the small self vanished and a greater consciousness appeared. Even Western philosophy has brushed against this mystery. Plato imagined a realm beyond appearances where ultimate reality lives. Centuries later, the psychologist William James wrote about noetic mystical states, moments that feel unquestionably true, as if they reveal the hidden structure of existence itself. Remarkably, the core testimony barely changes. When the self falls silent, something infinite seems to appear. You may have felt this too, standing before the ocean at night, losing the sense of where your body ends and the waves begin. Or gazing into the sky until you feel both small and boundless at once. Or in the quiet after deep meditation or prayer when the usual mental voice disappears and only awareness remains. These glimpses are fleeting but unforgettable. They hint that consciousness might be more than a private flicker in the skull. And yet, for millennia, such accounts stayed in the realm of poetry and faith. Were these mystics simply imagining a connection because they longed for meaning? Or could they have been tuning into something real, a universal field of awareness that science just couldn't measure? That question is no longer only philosophical. In the last few decades, neuroscientists have begun to map what happens in the brain when the sense of self disappears. Using advanced imaging, they have detected faint, synchronized rhythms that appear at the exact moment people report losing their boundaries, slipping beyond time and touching an expansive consciousness. The data is still fragile, but its implications are profound. For the first time, modern science is peering into what mystics described for thousands of years. And what researchers are finding is not only astonishing, it may change how we understand reality itself. Modern neuroscience is now peering into states of mind that for millennia belonged only to mystics and philosophers, and what it's finding is astonishing. Using real-time brain imaging like EEG and fMRI, scientists can now watch consciousness as it shifts, quiets, and sometimes seems to open into something far bigger than the everyday self. One of the most intriguing discoveries comes from the study of EEG microstates. Think of them as snapshots of thought, tiny frames that flash in the brain every fraction of a second, stitching together the movie of your waking life. In ordinary consciousness, these frames follow predictable sequences, shaping how you experience time, self, and the world. But when people enter deep meditation or altered states, the pattern suddenly changes. Some microstates fade, others lengthen, and the brain begins to hum in a rhythm never seen in normal waking life. It is as if the mind has slipped to a different frequency, one that bends the usual sense of I and time. Scientists have also mapped coherence, the harmony between distant brain regions. Normally, your brain is like an orchestra warming up, each section playing its own tune. But in deep meditation, something extraordinary happens. Alpha and theta waves rise like slow ocean swells. and bursts of fast gamma activity spark during reported moments of transcendence. The scattered instruments synchronize. To the person inside the experience, it feels like dissolving into boundless awareness. To the neuroscientist, it looks like a brain achieving rare resonance, as if it's playing a new, unified song. What's striking is that this isn't reserved for monks on mountaintops. Ordinary people, after only a few weeks of focused meditation or breath training, begin to show measurable shifts, slower microstates, deeper alpha rhythms, and less chatter in the brain's self-monitoring regions. Some describe timelessness. Others feel a vast, quiet presence. The biology shows the same signature, the ego loosening its grip while awareness expands. And it's not just meditation. Flow states, when athletes, artists, or inventors lose track of time and act with effortless precision, reveal a similar pattern. The prefrontal cortex, the part that constantly checks and narrates, temporarily goes dark while creative and immersive networks surge. You stop watching yourself and simply become the action. In that surrender, something deeper seems to guide you. Taken together, these findings hint at a profound truth. Consciousness is not fixed. It can reorganize, synchronize, and expand when the usual noise of thought fades. What mystics called dissolving the self, neuroscience is now capturing as brain networks slipping into rare harmonies, gateways to states that feel infinite, timeless, and free. But here's the mystery that still haunts scientists. Are these extraordinary states created entirely inside the skull? Or is the brain more like a receiver, tuning into a signal that exists whether or not we notice? For decades, this question was dismissed as metaphysics. Today, it's slowly creeping back into serious debate. And if the brain really can tune into something beyond itself, then every shift in these rhythms might be more than neural fireworks. It might be the first scientific glimpse of a larger field of consciousness, one that ancient traditions have always claimed was there. Stay with me, because next we'll connect these discoveries to the oldest spiritual wisdom and see how you can begin to explore this hidden frequency in your own life. What if the deepest secret of consciousness isn't somewhere distant, but pulsing quietly inside your own brain? We've seen how scientists now detect strange rhythms, microstates, hidden waves, sudden coherence that appear when the sense of I dissolves. For thousands of years, mystics described the same moment as touching infinity. Now science is finally catching a glimpse. And this isn't just theory. You can step into that space yourself. In meditation, silence, art, or the stillness before sleep, the brain slips beyond the noise of thought and touches something vaster than the self. Each glimpse changes how you live, love, and see the world. So I ask you, have you ever felt a moment when the boundary between you and everything disappeared? Tell your story below or simply write, I felt it. Your words might inspire someone who's searching right now. If this journey resonated, subscribe. Don't miss the next step. Every week we explore deeper into the mystery of mind and reality. The infinite is closer than you think.